If you can turn to page 11, that's where we're going to be kicking off from today. If you haven't got my book, you can purchase a copy at www.NXISEWOLF.com. I'll put the link in the description down below. So back in lesson number 2, when we had a look at the major scale, you know that there are 7 notes that belong to that scale, 8 or the 1 if you include that octave. Now on each of these chords, we can actually build a triad chord on. But always remember this. Just because we are in the major scale does not mean all of our chords are going to be major. The major scale has a balance between major chords, minor chords, and 1 diminished chord. That's the same for the natural minor scale as well. It has a mixture between minor chords, major chords, and 1 diminished chord as well. All right, so we're going to take the key of C major for this example. So we got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then lastly back to C. Now, as I mentioned before, on each of these notes, we can build a chord on. And there is a chord scale formula that you need to remember for all major scales. It goes like this: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Now, if you guys are a little bit confused, just stick with me. I promise this is going to make sense. So I want you guys to have a look at this diagram over here. On the left-hand side, we've got the numbers from 1 to 7. And then next to that, we've got the note names from C to B. Remember, guys, we are in the key of C major. And then all the way over here on the right-hand side, we've got the chord quality: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So what does that mean? Well, that means the 1 chord is a major chord, so that'll be a C major chord. The 2 chord is a minor chord, which is going to be a D minor chord. The 3rd chord is an E minor chord. The 4th chord is a major. The 5th chord is also a major. The 6th chord is a minor. And lastly, that 7th chord is a diminished. Now, you already know how to make a major chord, you already know how to make a minor chord, and you already know how to make a diminished chord. So now it's just about understanding and calculating the chord formulas, whether it's 4-3, 3-4, or 3-3, as I discussed in my last lesson, and just putting them to use. So let's dive into Ableton and map our chords out. So for this example, we're going to still remain in C major. The very first thing to do is understand what the C major scale is, or what notes belong to the key of C. And once we apply our tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, we get something that looks like this: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. Look at that. All the white notes make up that C major scale. Okay, cool. So now that we've got that scale in front of us, well, then we just have to go back to our little table, our little chart, isn't it? And have a look at what chords are built on what degrees. So on the 1st degree, which is C, well, we can see it's going to be a C major, and that's a 4-3 formula. So once we pop that in, it will look like this. There you go. That's the C, E, and G. And then the 2nd degree is a D minor, which has got a chord formula of 3-4. So again, our root is over here, so that's our D. We go up 3 semitones, 1, 2, 3, and then we go up 4 semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's our D minor. And let's go on to our E minor. Do exactly the same thing, 3-4 formula. And now F major, G major, A minor, and lastly that B diminished. And I'm just going to pop in that C major chord at the top as well, just so we've completed that octave. Now if I play that back, that's really cool. They're the 7 bass sort of foundation chords that belong to the C major scale. So if I asked you, what is the 3rd chord in the C major scale? Well, we're going to locate 3, and we know it's a minor and it's an E. So the chord is an E minor. What about if I said, hey, can you find the 5th chord in the key of C major? Well, what's the 5 of C major? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the G? The quality is a major, so it's going to be a G major. And that is how simple it is to understand chord and scale relationship. Now the same thing is true for the natural minor scale, and on each one of these we can build a chord. But there is a new formula now because we are in the natural minor scale. So what is that formula? Well, that formula goes like this: minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major. And that there is the order of the chords in relation to the scale. So again, let's have a look at this diagram over here. Now this is adjusted for the A minor scale. So we've got on the left our numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then just next to that, we've got the A minor scale, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then over here, we've got obviously the formula, isn't it? Yeah. So we know 1 is an A minor, 2 is a B diminished, 3 is a C major, 4 is a D minor, 5 is an E minor, 6 is a F major, and lastly 7 is a G major. And again, let's dive straight back into Ableton. So that 1 is an A minor, so that's going to be a 3-4 formula. There you go. Second is a diminished. That's a 3-3 right there. And the third is a C major. That's a 4-3. And the fourth is a D minor. So again, another 3-4. The fifth is an E minor. 3-4. Sixth is an F major, which that's a 4-3. And lastly, we've got that G major, which is a 4-3 as well. And then obviously we're back to the 1, so that's just another A minor there. So there we have the 7 chords, or the 7 triad chords, I should say, that belong to the A natural minor scale. So just like I explained the major scale formula in this minor scale, if I said, what is the 4th chord that belongs to A minor scale? Well, we're going to have a look over here. We can see that it is a D. That is the 4th, and it's a minor quality that belongs to it. So the answer there is D minor, is the 4th chord of the A minor scale. Cool. What about let's try the 6th. Well, what's the 6th? The 6th is this F, and it's a major quality. So the chord that lies on the 6th degree of the A minor scale is an F major. And that is how easy it is to understand chord and scale relationship. And now that you know that, we can actually put all of that to use. So in the next lesson, we're going to have a look at how we can actually build chord progressions using everything we have just learned. I see you there.